guys, it's Lucy here. Thank you so much for joining me again for this video, and I really hope you enjoy it. I'm going to talk to you guys now about what the design brief is. So the design brief is really important for your client, and it's really important for you as the interior designer, because it's a starting point for the client and the designer to make sure that when you go forward and design the space, you're designing it in the best possible way for your client. So the design brief is split into two parts. Part one are the practical needs for the space. So what do you need in that space? If it's a bedroom, you need a bed, you might need some clothes storage, you might need some lighting. So what are the practical needs? What do you need to fit into that space or that room? And then the second part is a fun bit, I think. What do you want the design to look like? How do you want the space to feel? How do you want it to look for your client? What ideas have you got as the designer, and also has the client got, and what are their likes and dislikes as well? So the first part are the needs. So like I said, here's an example of an 11-year-old girl's bedroom. So she needs a double bed, she wants space for photos, she wants a bookcase, she wants jewelry and clothes storage, cozy lighting, bedside tables, all these things that we need to fit into that room to make sure it works in the best possible way for her. And then part two is, what does the space, how does the client want the space to look? And how, as a designer, can you take the client's ideas and turn it into the best looking space for them? So both of these parts are equally as important, and as the designer, we ask our client to list their needs and also find some inspirational images. And I'll talk in some other videos about how you do that, how you find the inspiration for your room. But first of all, I'm going to give you some examples of some clients. So this is a fun one. So imagine if you were an interior designer and you had the brief of designing a bedroom for Peter Parker, who's 16-year-old guy with a bit of a secret. I think we all know what that is. Anyway, what style of bedroom would he like? So what inspiration would he like, and what kind of style and look of room would he want? And also, what would be his needs for the space? So I started to brainstorm this and think, what are his interests? That's always a good place to start. So he lives in New York City, he's interested in photography, he loves science and gadgets, he likes the colours red and blue, and he likes listening to music as well. And also he keeps pretty fit as well, and he's probably into parkour. So these are all his interests, and those interests could include things that you might want to include in artwork in the room. Maybe he's got some favourite bands, or it could be favourite colours as well. So it's good to learn your client's interests as well. And then, what are his practical needs for the room? So he'll want a comfortable bed, he'd probably want some storage for his gadgets, he might want a TV and games area because he's a little bit older. I think he's into reading, so probably a bookcase, and also I think he's into his study as well, so he'll want a study space, and probably a little bit of floor space maybe to work out, and maybe some storage area for his weights, clothes storage, which we need in most bedrooms. And then I reckon he'd probably be into some cool lighting as well, maybe some colour change LED lights. I would imagine he'd want a bedside table and reading light as well, and probably a music speaker of some sort. And I reckon, looking at kind of his interests and his inspiration, he'd be into dark, bold colours, and I would imagine he'd want pops of red and blue in his room. So there's an example of how we look at the client's wants and needs for the space. So here's another example which I thought would be fun to do. Imagine you were designing a bedroom for 15-year-old Mirabel. Hopefully you've watched Encanto, it's a really fun film. And what style of bedroom would she like? And again, what would be her needs for the space? So I started to have a brainstorm with my daughters about this actually, and they thought, well, her family's really important to her, so she probably needs some family photos or something relating to her family in her bedroom. She loves bright colours, patterns, and she loves flowers and butterflies as well, because you can see by how she dresses. She's into music. She's got a great voice. She likes to sing, and her whole family seems like they're into music. Also, she loves candles. That might be a little bit dangerous for a child's bedroom, but there's lots of cool LED candle lights that you can get, or moody lighting for your bedroom. And then she's got Colombian heritage. It's always worth looking at people's heritage and where they live and where they come from, because that's part of who they are and part of what they might want to be surrounded with in their bedroom. And she speaks Spanish as well. She's Spanish speaking, so it's nice to have elements of that in her room. So here's some starting points for inspiration for Mirabel's bedroom, and let's go on to what her needs might be. I would imagine she'd like a bright and colourful scheme, a comfortable bed like we all do. I think space for family photos would be important, bookcase, so she's got plenty of storage for her books. She's 15 years old, so she's going to need a space to study with some storage, and also probably a comfortable place to read and spend time on her own, because she's from a pretty big family, so she might like a little sanctuary to escape to. Clothes and jewellery storage, and some cosy lighting as well, whether it's LED candles or some kind of cool cosy lighting, a bedside table and a music speaker as well. So those are two really great examples, and it's quite fun to maybe pick a character from the TV or from a film and start to think about what their bedroom might look like. But I think it would be really good if you guys are happy to think about what would your design brief be for your bedroom. So think about the needs for your space, and then the styles that you're drawn to, your favourite colours, what kind of things you love and you'd love to have surrounding you in your bedroom. So the task I'm leaving you with is to create your own design brief for your bedroom design, or do it for a friend or family member's room, or even a character in a film or TV. Okay, have fun. Bye, guys.